Most folks wonder what separates the person who nearly makes it from the one who actually comes out on top. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even intelligence. The real difference is discipline, a steadfast, unshakable inner discipline. That's the key ingredient that transforms chaos into order, fear into concentration, and pain into unstoppable power. But here's the catch. In today's world of instant gratification, constant notifications, and comfort-seeking habits, discipline has become almost rebellious. It's the road less traveled. Most people are prisoners of their cravings, yet the truly disciplined individual becomes the master of those cravings. They control their urges, practice delaying gratification, and walk a path that others are too scared to follow. Niccolo Machiavelli once said, "It is not the titles that honor men but men that honor titles." That means it's not your rank or position that makes you powerful, but the discipline from within that makes you worthy of it. Discipline isn't about rules, suffering, or denying yourself joy. It's about gaining power. It's about shaping yourself into someone so focused, so unwavering that even when everything around you crumbles, you stand unmoved. Now, imagine this. What if in just 37 minutes I could teach you exactly how to develop that kind of ironclad discipline? Not motivation, not hype, not quick hacks, just deep-rooted inner discipline, built on understanding how your mind, your emotions, and your actions work so you can take full control. In this session, I'll walk you through 6 powerful principles, shining a light on a different aspect of discipline. These aren't vague ideas. They're raw, realistic truths you can apply immediately. Some might challenge you. Some could trigger resistance. But every one of them will set you free if you're willing to listen. And here's the truth. Mastering discipline won't happen in a day. But if you really absorb what I'm about to share, you'll never fall into those old traps again. Because once you understand how Machiavellian discipline works, you stop being manipulated by the world and start bending it to your will. Why should you trust this? Because history rewards the disciplined. From Marcus Aurelius, writing meditations amidst chaos of war, to Napoleon sleeping only 3 hours a night to build empires, to modern warriors fighting personal battles daily just to stay on Corsivari. One of them understands one thing. The one who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior of all. Confucius nailed it. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being stronger than the weakest excuse that tries to hold you back. It's not about always feeling ready. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's not about fearless living. It's about acting despite your fears. If you're watching this right now, it tells me you're already different. You want more. You're tired of falling back into the same patterns. You want to reclaim your life. And the good news, you absolutely can, but only if you stay with me until the end. I'll take you step by step from shifting your inner mindset to practical behaviors that make discipline almost automatic. This isn't about rigid military discipline or punishing yourself into submission. It's about building a Machiavellian mindset where power, patience, and control become your weapons. You're not here to live a soft life. You're here to live a powerful one. And it all starts with mastering discipline. So before we begin, if you're tired of feeling stuck, comment along the way. I want to hear your affirmations. Share this with someone who needs this mindset. Subscribe for more raw truth and wisdom like this. And don't skip any part. Each point builds on the last. If you miss one, you miss the full transformation. Okay, here's the first. Drop this in the comments. I choose discipline over desire. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. Discipline begins when you break your agreement with comfort. Discipline doesn't start with action. It starts with a decision, an act of loyalty to yourself. Most people think they're undisciplined because they're lazy, but that's not entirely true. Laziness isn't the root, it's the symptom. The real cause is that they're still attached emotionally and mentally to their comfort zone. They believe that rest equals happiness, that avoiding stress is self-love, and that pleasure is the goal. Machiavelli knew better. Wise folks do what needs to be done right away, because delay and avoidance only deepen the problem. Discipline is the art of doing what's necessary before it becomes urgent. Your procrastination isn't about weakness. It's your brain conditioned to see discomfort as danger. Every time you try to start a workout, get up early, or tackle a tough project, your mind resists because it's addicted to short-term pleasure and comfort. So the solution: create a new internal contract. Whenever discomfort hits, tell yourself, this is my new home, I grow here. Growth happens in friction, not ease. Every muscle, every skill, every dream is built when you push through resistance. Here's a truth most overlook. Comfort is seductive but deadly. It quietly kills your potential. You won't notice until years have gone by and you've wasted them. Machiavelli wasn't gentle, he was brutally real. If you want to build discipline, give up the fantasy that growth will feel good. It won't. It'll feel like war. But that's where you earn self-respect. When you win battles with yourself, the world will start respecting you too. Here's how to get started. Wake up when you say you will, no snooze button. Do something challenging every day, that's why it matters. Cut out one comfort habit this week, whether it's scrolling endlessly, indulging in junk food, or emotional venting. Every time you choose discomfort intentionally, you're training your identity. Stop seeing yourself as a victim of mood. Start becoming a master of your will. Remember Abraham Lincoln's words: discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. To get control, you must fight for it. When you break the chain of comfort, something inside shifts. You stop feeling lost. You stop chasing dopamine. You begin to build something unshakable. Disciplining with it, you become danger-rousing the best way possible. Drop this affirmation in the comments: I choose growth. Moving on to number 2, the discipline of delayed victory. Our culture loves speed, quick wins, overnight success, instant gratification. But real discipline demands patience. It demands mastery over the art of waiting. It's not about losing, it's about preparing. Machiavelli said, the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. Must be both. That's strategy and timing. Discipline isn't just doing the tough thing now. It's having the emotional patience to keep going when the reward seems far away. Ask yourself, can you keep building when no one notices? Can you keep training without praise? Can you plant seeds you won't see grow for months or years? That's true discipline. Here's an emotional truth. A child cries when denied what they want immediately. An adult suffers silently, builds in the dark, and waits for time to prove them right. That's delayed victory, a spiritual form of discipline. If you chase only instant results, you'll always be fragile. When things get tough, you break. But when you delay gratification, you strengthen your will. You don't need the world's applause. You only need to clap for yourself in silence. Machiavelli understood that true power isn't just about seizing opportunities, it's about recognizing the right moment to strike. Slow progress is real progress. Ask yourself, would you prefer quick success that fades or slow success that's built to last? The fast one is hype, the slow one is discipline. To train your mind, try this. Set long timelines. Instead of aiming to achieve something in 30 days, ask, who can I become in 3 years? That resets your expectations and brings peace to the process. Fall in love with effort, not results. Celebrate showing up every day. Because success isn't just about the finish line, it's about the climb. Keep building effort, not just outcomes. Measure your wins by consistency. Did you show up today? That's a huge accomplishment. Stack those wins. And stay off the scoreboard. Don't compare. Avoid envy. Stay in your lane. Let your consistency speak. Machiavelli knew that everyone sees what you seem to be, but few see what you truly are. That's why delaying gratification and mastery of patience is a master's game. Think of a time you've rushed something. How often did it backfire? Now, imagine the opposite: slow, steady, deliberate progress, which feels more sustainable, which yields lasting power. Here's a simple way to shift your mindset. Set long-term goals. Instead of trying to win in a month, ask, who can I transform into in 3 years? Once you do that, your focus shifts from quick fixes to meaningful growth. Fall in love with the process. Success isn't a destination, it's a way of life. Track your effort more than your results. Every day you show up, you're building a stronger version of yourself. And here's a truth: the real power lies in delayed victory. Would you prefer the illusion of fast success or the reality of lasting achievement? Slow progress creates a foundation that won't crumble. Fast success, it's just hype. Build for the long haul. That's how you become unstoppable. Now, as you develop this patience, remember 3 key steps. 1. Set long-term visions. Ask yourself, who do I want to be in 3 years? This helps your mind focus on lasting growth. 2. Fall in love with the process. Make effort a daily habit, not just a means to an end. 3. Measure effort, not just results. Did you show up? That's your true success. Keep stacking those small wins. When you choose discipline over instant gratification, you're planting the seeds of genuine power that lasts. Let me ask you, would you rather have a quick success built on hype that fades or deep success built on discipline that endures? I think you already know the answer. When you start delaying gratification, you're playing the long game, building resilience, stamina, and self-respect. Keep your eye on that prize: long-term transformation. Drop this in the comments: I build with patience. Moving forward to number 3, control your emotions or they'll control you. Imagine this: you've got your plan, your goals, your momentum. Then out of nowhere, a single comment ruins your day. One wave of doubt, one impulsive thought, and everything's off track. That's not a lack of motivation. That's a lack of emotional discipline. Machiavelli believed true power comes not from perfect conditions, but from mastering yourself, especially under pressure. The first way to gauge a ruler's true strength is to look at how his people respond under stress. When things go wrong, that's where true discipline reveals itself. Most folks react automatically, get angry, discouraged, or upset. They're emotional slaves, but the disciplined stay calm, focused, and proactive. Because if you don't control your emotions, someone else will using them against you to manipulate, distract, or weaken you. Machiavelli taught us that emotional neutrality is a core part of discipline. The person who remains calm under pressure is a threat. When others panic, they plan. When others react, they respond thoughtfully. When others cry, they calculate. Here's a quick story to underline this idea. There was a general who said, "I never let my enemies see me sweat. If they know I'm shaken, I've already lost half the war." That's the power of emotional control. In life, if you argue with someone and lose your composure, you're giving them a victory. If you get emotionally triggered, they've already taken your control. You spiral into self-doubt and life wins. The key: train your emotional muscles. Here's how. 1. Pause before reacting. A simple 1-second pause can change everything. It gives your higher mind the chance to lead, not your fear or anger. 2. Name the emotion. Say, "This is anger" or "This is fear." When you label it, you detach from it. You're not your feelings, you're the observer. Disarm their power. 3. Channel emotions into action. Use pain as fuel, anger as determination, fear as preparation. Don't suppress emotions, transmute them. Like Machiavelli, recognize that fire can forge strength. 4. Protect your emotional energy. Not everything deserves a response. Sometimes silence is the strongest move. Distance yourself from those who drain you. Let fools fight with feelings. You walk forward with purpose. Let me ask you, have you ever done or said something in anger you later regretted? Or given up on a goal because of doubt? We all have. But today, that all changes. Because you now understand, emotional control is the foundation of discipline. When your emotions stop driving your decisions, your vision sharpens. You become calmer, more respected, and harder to manipulate. Machiavelli warned that the people closest to you can be the greatest threat if you let emotions cloud your judgment. So remember, stay sharp. Drop this affirmation in the comments: I control my emotions. Next up is number 4, the discipline of saying no. You can't master your life if you can't master your time. And you can't master your time if you lack the guts to say one simple word: no. In a world obsessed with saying yes to invitations, yes to distractions, Yes to anything that glitters. Discipline is the art of refusal. Machiavelli warned against pleasing everyone. A ruler is respected not just for his kindness, but for his clarity, his ability to say yes only when it counts. Being vague or indecisive invites chaos. Most people are overcommitted and underdisciplined. They say yes to everything. They feel overwhelmed, tired, lost. They accept draining invitations, take on tasks they don't believe in, just to dodge discomfort. But every yes to the trivial is a no to your growth. Your time is your most precious resource. Every moment you give away to things that don't serve you is a gift you can't get back. So how do you get better at saying no? The key is to develop the discipline of boundaries, not soft, hesitant boundaries, but clear, unwavering ones. The hard no. Why is it so difficult? Because most of us were conditioned to seek approval, to be liked. We fear rejection. We worry about being misunderstood. But ask yourself, what's more painful, the temporary discomfort of saying no, or a lifetime of resentment for overcommitting? Machiavelli didn't build his power by pleasing everyone. He controlled access, time, and emotional investments. The disciplined person guards their energy like a king guards his castle. Practical steps. 1. Say no to toxic people. The ones who stir drama, never grow, complain endlessly, and expect everything without giving anything. Limit or cut off their access. Protect your peace. 2. Say no to shallow pleasure, mindless scrolling, junk food, surface-level entertainment. Discipline demands delayed gratification. Choose long-term satisfaction over quick hits. 3. Say no to overcommitment. Your schedule isn't a machine. Don't try to do everything, be everywhere, or reply immediately. Respect your time. 4. Say no to old versions of yourself, habits, people, or behaviors that don't fit your current goals. Don't keep saying yes just because it's comfortable or familiar. Burn the bridge. Discipline isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what's necessary while rejecting what no longer serves your growth. Think back. Ever said yes to something you regretted later, or felt overwhelmed and resented it? That's a sign you're overcommitted. The secret: protect your yes like it's gold, because every yes is a no to something else, your true priorities. Drop this affirmation: I guard my time fiercely. Now to the next principle. Discipline means acting without always waiting for motivation. That's a tough one because most people only move when they're inspired, when the mood hits, or when the stars align. But real power doesn't rely on feelings. Machiavelli never believed in following fleeting emotions. He trusted action, consistent, disciplined action. It's not the titles you hold that honor you. It's how you act day in and day out, regardless of feelings. Don't wait to feel like doing something important. Do it anyway. When you depend on motivation, you're a slave to your moods. When you act regardless, you become unstoppable. Nothing can control you. Think of it this way: if you only worked out when motivated, you'd skip more often than you'd go. But if you develop the habit of moving even when you don't feel like it, you'll become an unstoppable force. The truth is, motivation is weak. Discipline is divine. How can you build discipline without waiting for inspiration? Here are 4 ways. 1. Tie your actions to your identity. If you want to be a writer, say, I am a writer, not I want to write. If you see yourself as an athlete, say, I train daily. When your actions are rooted in who you are, discipline becomes second nature. 2. Create meaningful rituals, not routines. Rituals have special significance. Turn your workouts into prayer, your morning reading into a conversation with greatness, your evening planning into a silent strategy session. When actions have meaning, motivation becomes optional. 3. Make firm decisions once. Don't keep asking yourself every day, should I go today? Should I eat clean? Decide once and stick to your word. That's what integrity is all about. Machiavelli believed that promises are for the past, actions are for the present. Keep your word to yourself always. 4. Reward effort, not just results. At day's end, don't ask, did I feel inspired? Instead, ask, did I show up today? Your consistency builds confidence. Let your past discipline speak for your future success. When you operate this way, you stop waiting, you start acting. You stop negotiating with yourself, and you become a leader of your life. People will notice how consistent you are, how you do so much with so little, how you rise even when others stay stuck. Because the truth is, when you act regardless of your feelings, that's real power. That's Machiavellian power. Not chasing fleeting feelings, but commanding your future. And here's the last one. Your pain is your training ground. You've been lied to about pain. They told you pain means something's wrong, that you should numb or avoid it. Machiavelli knew better. The wise man acts immediately and decisively what the fool avoids. Pain, whether emotional, mental, or spiritual, is not your enemy. It's your crucible, your personal forge. It's the fire that either destroys or strengthens you. Pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every hero you admire, every leader or icon, was built in pain. Life didn't make them strong because it was easy. It made them disciplined because they endured what others fled from. The brutal truth is that most people want transformation without effort, growth without discomfort, change without chaos. But that's a lie. Discipline is born from suffering you refuse to let break you. Think about heartbreak, betrayal, or loss. Those aren't just wounds. They're weapons forged for your power. Failure and humiliation aren't the entire, the sharpening of your focus. Those dark nights, those anxieties, your life telling you, if you make it through this, you'll be changed forever. Machiavelli understood that power and pain are intertwined. Power isn't wasted on those who avoid struggle. It's earned through fire. The man who's been broken but refuses to break is the most dangerous of all. Right now, you might be facing loneliness, depression, stress. No one sees it. But that's your forge. That's your gym. That's your battlefield. Show up every day. Don't flinch. Don't complain. Don't run. Because if you do, you'll emerge stronger, unstoppable. Machiavelli believed that the greatest leaders are those who earn power through hardship. Acting and then regretting is better than sitting idle out of fear or comfort. Don't waste your pain. Don't numb it. Use it. Turn suffering into fuel. Turn sadness into strength. As a final affirmation, say this out loud. My pain is my power. My suffering sharpens my discipline. Let's take a moment to breathe. You've just gone through 6 brutally honest, emotionally charged, and strategically powerful lessons. Each one pulls you closer to an indomitable version of yourself. This isn't wishful motivation. This is transformation. And it begins and ends with one word: discipline. Not the superficial morning routine or productivity hack, but the deep, soul-rooted discipline that becomes your way of life. Discipline means building structure when your mind screams chaos, choosing to say no to the world so you can say yes to yourself. Moving forward, regardless of motivation. Owning your time like a king rules his kingdom. Turning pain into power. Showing up no matter what. Machiavelli never believed in weakness disguised as kindness. He believed in power rooted in awareness, self-control, and ruthless clarity. And you've just tapped into that energy. But here's what I need you to remember. This isn't the end. This 37-minute message isn't your finish line, it's your ignition. Now you've got to turn that spark into a blazing fire, because our world is chaotic, loud, distracting, doubtful. It will try every day to pull you back into weakness. But if you stay committed, if you build the habits, and if you hold the line even when it's tough, you'll become something rare. Someone powerful without ever needing to prove it. Someone respected without having to boast. Someone unstoppable, not because you're perfect, but because you're consistent. Discipline isn't just a goal. It's the foundation of every goal. It's the backbone of character, success, respect, and inner peace. And now it's yours to own. Before you go, make a promise to yourself. Drop this in the comments. I live with discipline. I rise. I command. I endure. If this message touched something inside you, if it gave you truth you hadn't heard before, or made you feel stronger or clearer, do 3 things right now. Like this video, comment your affirmation, subscribe for more brutal truths, and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because the world doesn't need more people chasing comfort. It needs warriors, leaders, thinkers, builders. It needs you. Disciplined, awake, ready. Thank you for watching. Now go live it and never let your feelings dictate your fate again.